Okay, let's move on to whole grains. We're told that whole grains are essential for heart health. Do you agree or do you disagree?
No.
You agree or disagree?
I don't see whole grains as being essential for health. They do have some dietitians out there will tell you about the trace nutrients they have in them. All of those trace nutrients can be obtained from other sources in the diet, and I personally, they don't form a part of my diet.
Sorry to be hogging the mic, but in our evolutionary history, how long have we been eating whole grains? Maybe at the most 8,000 years. Probably for most people only a few hundred years of different hunter-gatherer groups. So we seem to have managed pretty well for hundreds of thousands of years. Would we suddenly need them in the last few hundred or thousand years? I doubt it.
And it's definitely not necessary for your bones or joints.
So if we're removing whole grains from the diet and we are engaging in intermittent fasting, what's the likelihood of becoming nutrient deficient on a low-carb diet? And would you recommend nutrient supplements?
So if I can just rephrase that question. If we remove nutritionally bereft carbohydrates from the diet and replace them with nutrient-dense foods, what is the risk of worsening your nutritional deficiency? I'd have to say not much. Now, I have issue with these ranking lists of foods in terms of their nutrient composition. Every one you see, you'll see vegetables come out on top, and way down the list you have things like meat and cheese and cream. Now, the reason for that is they do a calculation. They're operating under the old paradigm where fat is bad. So they say, we'll work out the concentration of nutrients, then we'll divide it by the amount of fat. So anything with a good fat content has a larger denominator and falls way down the list. So all of the understanding of nutrient density in food, if we obtain it from these commonly available charts, we're getting it wrong. If you actually have a look at the amount and the type and the variety of nutrients in foods, animal products win hands down.
And you see, the other thing is, you've got to understand that we've gone from diets where they used to eat the whole animal. So they used to eat the liver, the heart, the kidneys, and an enormous amount of the nutrients are in that part of the animal. So if you were eating liver, you probably wouldn't need to take a magnesium supplement, right? But because so few of us in our society today, we're a bit squeamish about eating animal organs, we then need to add things like magnesium into our diet. But if we ate properly, it wouldn't be a problem. And in fact, you're hunting animals, what's the first thing they go for? The heart and the liver. The chief, what did he used to get given? The heart and the liver. Because people understood that was where all the nutrients were, and those were the strongest, biggest people. They got all the good stuff. And here we eat all the stuff that used to get thrown to the dogs.
And I probably should also say that my patients actually do get given supplements, but it is on an as-needs basis, and it more depends on what else is going on with your health. For instance, most people don't realise that proton pump inhibitors, which are really, really common, actually impair the absorption of several different nutrients. And if you're on a proton pump...
Paul, just tell us what a proton pump inhibitor is.
Proton pump inhibitors, they're a medication. If you have reflux or heartburn, your doctor will give you this to suppress the acid in your stomach. So I'll just pick one nutrient, vitamin B12. When you eat that in the diet, the B12 molecule is attached to an amino acid, and you can't absorb that conjoined molecule. It has to be broken down, and it gets broken down by acid. So if you suppress the acid secretion in your stomach, then that means the B12 you're getting from the animal products, you're not able to digest all of that. And there's several other nutrients that's impacted by that as well. So if you have those kind of problems, then certainly I'd recommend supplementation. But as a rule of thumb, it has to be specifically indicated and supported by science before I'd recommend it.